Welcome to some boring rupee grinding. Hooray! Well, I have removed the sound because since this was such a long thing, there was no sound at the end. I have no idea why, but anyway, my goal was to get the nearest possible to 500 rupees, which is my current maximum. We will need all the rupees we can get. You will see in the next part. So, to make sure this part isn't so boring, cause it will be, believe me, um, I've decided to dig up on the internet the actual story of Bargo the Bikdip. And I guess I will read a bit of it. This way it will be much less boring, I hope. So, let's see here. Okay, so Bargo the Bikdip. By the way, if you want to read that story, I'm gonna leave the links in the description. You can just read it for yourself, cause I won't have the time to read all of it. It's so freaking long. I'm not even gonna talk about what I'm doing. I'm just basically grinding for rupees. So here we go. Chapter 1. Bargo wakes up in a large field. He glances around to see the grass stretching for miles, slowly rippling in the wind. He feels groggy and injured. He notices the bruise all over him, but he cannot remember what they are from. In fact, he cannot remember anything at all, other than a vague face half in shadow. He feels well enough to get up. He does so, slowly, wincing from pain. He looks out there and seems to be nothing but field for as far as he can see. He starts to walk. It takes him 5 days to reach anything of importance, but all it is a country dirt road. He decided that since the grass will probably never end, he will take the road. He travels on in for 2 weeks, occasionally taking a random pick on a side in a fork of the road. He finally reaches something resembling civilization. It's a dilapidated old farmhouse by a pen with some circus dogs and kids. He heads to the door and knocks. A small panel in the middle of the door opens and the barrels of a shotgun comes out. After a minute, they are taken back in and head pokes out. It looks around to see what made the noise and finally sees Bargo on the step. He jumps a little. What the Pokemaster Ian are you? There's too much dirt in the straw to respond. Well, you better come in then, the old farmer says. He closes the panel and opens the door. He picks up Bargo and carefully takes him inside. Then place him on the soft couch with a blanket over him. We'll need to get ya washed up sometime, but you rest now, ya hear? He said. Bargo nods, but immediately falls to sleep. In about 2 years, Bargo finally woke up with a thanks. He left the house and went on adventure. Through the crowds of kibs and circus dog, of some now evolved into circus dog on ball and Kirby's, he went. When he was about 15 miles away, he said, "Oh crap, I forgot my tooth." Then a Stigo came roaring out of the ground with a package. He browned. Well, I was getting sick of the words said. "Hello, my name is Stigo and I'd like to come with you." Bargo said, "Hey, what's in the package?" The Stigo responded after an hour with, "I don't know." Bargo said that Stigo needed to talk slower, and he said, "Okay, I will." Then Green Lantern updated it. Don't ask too much of me. I don't know about this one. So Bikdip with his friend Stigo with a package started this journey. They both finally reached Town City. Ashming was at the border to greet them, but he just stood there with his mouth open, so they went on. Suddenly, a carbo cookie fell on Stigo's head, and it evolved into a Castokigi. cross between a Stego and a Carbo cookie, and is this still holding the parcel. Bargo rolls around for no apparent reason, so they go to a soup kitchen. In the soup kitchen, another Carbo cookie fell on Casto Kigi's head and devolved him back into a Stego, so I don't have to type that anymore. Yay! Now that is settled, let me introduce the characters. Bargo is a Bikdip, the final evolution of Bargo. For some reason, its name in this story is its first form, as Green Lantern. It is a round thing with 3 eyes. Stego is a stick figure, bending over its right side extremely far. It is the evolution of Arbo, and it evolves into Hadad. Kib is the first in the chain of Kib, Kirby, Kibo, Kubendo. It is a badly drawn Kirby-like thing. Circus Dog is, well, a circus dog. When it evolves, it is standing on a ball, and its final evolution is Pokemaster Yan, which I have never seen a picture of. Schmingling is too strange to be described. It is a weird head thing with one eye that looks like this. In a plus in parents. Un plus en parenthèse, calice. It has a tail resembling that of a Poliwags. Yeah, so you may have noticed this is some kind of Pokemon fan fiction, but it's not really, it's made up completely. Anyway, Carbo cookies are cookies with lots of carbohydrates in them. Casto Kigi is some combination of Stingo and a Carbo cookie. Don't ask me. Now onto the story. In the soup kitchen, there was soup. Nothing excited happened. Suddenly, a group of rubber burst into the kitchen. They danced, ate some toast, and then left. In a few seconds, they came back and stole all the soup. Then they ran off with it. Helpa! Helpa! A cook with a fake Italian accent came in. Hiya, you are little characters of this Africa. They are stola maza supa. Dama. Stego grew 3 times its size and then chased after them. It pulled a mallet out of its package because it was magic package. With great strength, it smashed the robbers into rubble. However, the soup leaked to the ground. "Oa Noa," said the cook. "Maya supa is a gonna." With a cry of the soup sprouted into a tree bearing large cans of soup, and one of them crushed the cook. Bargo and Stego stood silent. A tumblewheel rolled by. Chapter insert number here. The tumblewheel turned out to be an Elementino, covered in sticks, rolling around. Bargo and Stego went over it and took all the sticks off, and then they ate some buzzberries. The Elementino seemed grateful. Suddenly, a storm came in less than a second. A purple lightning bolt hit Elementino, and then his eyes flared fuchsia. He turned to Stego and Bargo and grinned evilly. He went quicker than a fox and snatched the magic box out of Stego's hand and ripped it open. He pulled Bargo and Stego in with his energy sphere, then put them in the box and sealed it. Then he threw the box and got blown away, and his eyes turned back to normal. 14,000 years later, give or take 14,000 years, Stego and Bargo burst out of the box, but there were not 2 beans anymore. The magic box had done something strange. Bargo had melded with Stego to form somehow a Bargo. As you would have guessed, he was unhappy. He fell over and laid there for unit of time, days, until someone picked him up. He told them he needed to find an evil Elementino. "You're in luck," he exclaimed. "Here, I'll take you home and show him to you," he explained. Bargo was excited. The man also seems excited to show it. He brought them to a large garage there was a very odd creature. "Well, here is my elemental rhino," we said. "We said an evil Elementino." Bargo said in two voices. Oh, too bad. Come pet him, he frowned. So Bargo somehow pet the rhino with tissues, but as soon as he touched it, it started glowing. The light split in two, then formed in Bikdip and a Stigo. They individually pet this rhino. Stigo evolved into Had, and Bargo the Bikdip turned rainbow colors. Then the two things left. Had had to hop around. Then they walked under the soup tree, and a giant soup can fell off and crushed Bargo. Had melted its breath. God damn it! I don't have time anymore. Melted with its burning neck, and luckily Bargo was still alive. It seemed that the rainbow color were what caused him to live. Just then a tumbleweed rolled by. Bargo rushed over and ripped out the stick off. There was still a Leuco inside, so they gave it some soup and joined them in their journey. Anyway, the whole thing with grinding took about half an hour, so I hope you're happy with that. Next time we'll have an actual segment with this story, so see you then.